Well, here's something a little bit different that we haven't had a chance to talk about in a long time, and that has to do with Mark Hamill. Now, Mark Hamill is everybody's terminally online favorite Star Wars actor, or former, I should say, Star Wars actor, that has absolutely lost it. I mean, the man is a shell of his former self, even before Trump was elected to go into office this January. But now that Trump was actually elected, this man is literally a shell of his former self. He has completely lost it. He has abandoned all of social media, and now he's apparently come back in a weird video and has decided to have a little bit of a melty melt. So we have an article here from Fandom Pulse with a headline that reads, Mark Hamill admits being terminally online during the election made him crazy and ignored his daughter's advice to stop spamming political tweets.
I never, like you, to your question, I never became active until wanting to make sure that, first of all, I was devastated. I want to get rid of the Electoral College because Hillary beat him by 3 million votes, just to shy under 3 million. And Gore beat W by 500,000. And it's making me crazy because I started reading about the Electoral College. And, oh my God, this is a remnants of slave days when they were trying to, proportion the amount of votes with, how many slaves you owned. And oh, it's awful.
Now, I think that's absolutely insane that the man was trying to get advice, or not even trying to get advice, I should say, getting advice from his daughter and choosing to ignore it, all because he suffered from massive levels of TDS. This is something that has been running rampant through Hollywood. It's also something that's running rampant through the gaming industry right now, which we obviously cover more often. But still, we have this absolutely destroyed man trying to come out online and admit something like this is crazy. And I figured, let's get into it. So let's get into this article, guys, from Phantom Polls. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So again, Mark Hamill went so hard for Kamala Harris during the election that many thought that he was a paid shill for the campaign. And I gotta admit, I thought he was too. I really thought he was too. I don't know if he's still not, because again, I haven't seen any proof that he's not, but I really thought that he was a paid freaking Democrat shill. I really thought he was. I thought he was up there with freaking Harry, okay? If you guys know who Harry is, you'll know exactly who I'm referencing. But I thought that he was up there as a paid Democrat shill, and the man was just going so damn hard. I mean, he was going to the White House, everything imaginable, just like Jack Black was at a certain point. But he also suffered from massive levels of TDS. So now we know that it was so massive that apparently he wasn't paid. But a new interview shows that the Star Wars actor may have simply lost his mind, as he says that he was devastated by the election results. Mark Hamill became the poster child for the first Joe Biden campaign, as he infamously went to the White House to announce he considered Biden to be Joe Obi-Wan Kenobi, which was one of the gayest things I've ever heard. In one of the saddest moments in political history, since Hillary Clinton announced Pokemon Go to the polls in her campaign in 2016. Yeah, we need to stop. We like the Democratic Party. You guys got to get better with your stuff, man, because we need to stop these absolute cringe little moments here that tend to happen. Anyway, after it became clear that Biden did not have the mental acumen to serve another term as president, Mark Hamill immediately shifted to being a Kamala Harris full-time supporter on his X account. His posting was so over the top that many speculated that the Harris campaign paid him for his advertisements. After the election, however, Hamill followed the trend of many Hollywood celebrities blaming X for the election of Donald Trump and Elon Musk by proxy, and he virtue signaled by saying he was going to leave X for Blue Sky, saying, now that I fled Leon's site for bluer skies, I'm sure I'll be called an XX, but personally, I'll always consider myself a Twitter quitter. Now, I don't really know what's happening with his socials. I don't follow this man at all. I only saw this article and thought it was interesting because of the admission about the daughter thing. But ultimately, they all do this, right? They say they're going to leave X and they end up coming back a little bit, a couple months later. Some of them go, for a little bit longer. They may even go for a year. But eventually, they always come back. Or the funny thing is, anytime there's a major announcement, they'll announce it on X instead of just announcing it on Blue Sky, because they know they want maximum engagement for whatever BS announcement they're about to make. Now, the embattled actor has given a new interview where he shows how bad his Trump derangement really is, and it appears to be driven by mental illness. In an interview clip posted by Autism Capital on X, Mark Hamill is shown as bumbling about his extreme leftist activism before he starts saying, first of all, I was devastated. I want to get rid of the Electoral College because Hillary beat him by 3 million votes, just shy of the 3 million, and Gore beat W by 500,000, and it's making me crazy. Again, Mark Hamill, are you aware that he won the popular vote this time too? Like, are you aware that even if you got rid of the Electoral College, Kamala still would have lost? So what are we honestly doing here? I want to watch this video. Let's watch this video and see what he's got to say.
I never, like you, to your question, I never became active until wanting to make sure that, first of all, I was devastated. I want to get rid of the Electoral College because Hillary beat him by 3 million votes, just a shy under 3 million. And Gore beat W by 500,000. And it was making me crazy because I started reading about the Electoral College. And, oh my God, this is remnants of slave days when they were trying to, proportion the amount of votes with, how many slaves you owned. And oh, it was awful. But anyway, so that and Citizens United, I'd like to get rid of. But in any case, I started.
This man is struggle sessioning right now. I mean, look who he's on with right now. He's on with the literal devil. I mean, like, what the hell? Like, what are we doing? In terms of the whole Electoral College thing, I mean, these people have been advocating for something like that for a while because obviously it makes it a bit fairer, the Electoral College, and they want everything to be the popular vote. Because here's what they do. They go after the young voter all the time. They go after the voters that vote emotionally. They go after the voters that they know are trying to get a good story to buy their vote. They're not going after the smarter voter. They're not going after the voter that votes on policies. And that goes for both left and right. They're going after the voter that quite simply just votes based off emotion, which is why if you look at most Democrat freaking stories and most Democrat like policies or most Democrat anything, it's always based off emotion. It's trying to trigger an emotional response to get you to vote for them. That failed this time, and it failed miserably. And it usually fails when they go too hard on it to make it obvious that it's a lie. And that's why they lost to Donald Trump this time. So anytime they lose, they always bring up, we need to abolish the Electoral College because they are trying to desperately make this just about an emotional thing. So it increases their chances of winning tenfold by doing so. But let's continue anyway.
As you said, you get most scorching hate tweets from the MAGA crowd. And when I was still on Twitter, I had to stop reading the responses. I wouldn't block anyone because then they could display Mark Hamill blocked you as a badge of honor. Right. But I muted like a mofo. I would mute, I looked up one day and I said, oh my God, I've been muting people for 40 minutes. So once I realized how it was eating into my own time, I said, the only thing to do is don't read the response. Yes. You just can't. You can't. And someone said to me, my daughter would say, Daddy, you shouldn't tweet politically so much because, people get so angry. And so I wrote a tweet that I said, the people complaining about my Trump tweets have to understand. I love my country and I feel it's my patriotic duty to oppose this sociopathic, I forget the other word, whatever it was, with every fiber of my being. And that's the way I've been. I thought, I do feel it's an obligation. And who cares about your career? People say, oh, well, it's hurting your career because you have to appeal to the whole country, not just half the country or 45% or whatever the MAGA crowd is. But I said
how is it 45% when they won the popular vote this time? They won the popular vote. Like, they clearly have the higher percentage this time. It's not 45%. It's well above 50%. And still, like, I don't understand what this guy is saying. I feel like he's in severe cope mode right now.
In the grander scheme of things, who cares if I lose a part in a movie because I hate the orange atrocity? I do, and I want people to know that. So.
My God. I mean, okay, so this is very clearly just a circle jerk. And anytime we talk about toxic positivity, this is what they look like right here. Toxic positivity is a massive circle jerk where everybody is just sniffing their own fucking farts at the end of the day. So Mark Hamill clearly is having a bit of an issue coping with the fact that Donald Trump is going to go in office in January. I mean, look at him right here. Jeez. And I can only imagine what kind of videos and what kind of information we're going to be getting as we get closer and closer to inauguration. I cannot wait to see the meltdown clips. I cannot wait to see the celebrity meltdown clips. It is going to be insane. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.